What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. If you guys are new here, my name is Jeffrey. I do videos on my 2017 Dodge Challenger RT, along with sometimes my fiance's Jeep Compass, and then some other vehicles that are on the channel, which stay tuned to the end of this video. I have a really cool announcement coming up. But today I want to talk about something that I think is a very useful topic for anyone looking to either sell a vehicle or if you're looking to buy a vehicle, specifically off of like Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, any type of Let's Go type of app, something like that. When it's just a private party, you're going to meet someone, you're going to buy the car, or you're going to sell your car. Here go some basic tips of how to do it. In my time, I have sold and bought, I mean, I don't know how many cars now, honestly. Literally, I don't know how many cars I've bought actually online. It's probably like, I mean, at least 3 or 4 like in my lifetime, and I've sold cars. So I'm not saying I'm an expert, but I do have a little bit of some advice that can probably help you guys out. So hopefully this video will be some good information for you guys looking to do that. All right, the number one tip is always have good photos. Like, honestly, if you're buying or if you're selling. Literally, when I was in the process of actually, I just sold the Project Mustang for the channel. I had a 2000 V6 Mustang, which I said I was going to sell because I bought it, but I didn't really like it as much as I really thought I was going to use it, so I didn't really use it. Anyway, so I just sold it. So yeah, all my followers, yeah, I sold the Mustang. That's the reason why it's not here inside the driveway. But the number one thing, always take really good, high quality photos. If you're looking to buy a car and you're looking online, like literally there's nothing else that's more annoying is when you're looking at a vehicle and it only has 2 photos and they're just some weird screenshots of just something sideways. Take the time. Take your time. Take some decent photos of the vehicle. It will help it sell a lot faster. Like literally, I had so many people looking to buy the Mustang just because I took good quality photos. I took photos, I went somewhere nice, took some photos, I showed everything, I showed the imperfections, but I made it look good. I made the car look nice. You always want to show the car at least in its best light. So if you're looking to sell, take some good photos. If you're looking to buy, honestly, try to find, if someone has good photos that's at least like showing the vehicle off, that at least it gives me as a buyer at least the mindset of, okay, this person, they're not trying to hide anything. This is, at least it's showing the vehicle for what it truly is. The second thing is honestly having a good description. This goes along with same thing, buying and selling. And same thing with the photos. If you don't have any type of description, I hate when people are like, yeah, low miles, inspected, ready to go, blah, blah, blah. It's like, and that's all they have, or they say, or they just have a price or best offer in their description. It's like, are you serious? How in the world are you selling that vehicle? For me, like I said, with the Mustang and with like any other car I've ever sold, I've always had a nice description of what it was. Like, okay, cool. Like I've had this car for this long, has this many miles. You know, everything works. This works. That works. If there's anything that doesn't work, like this doesn't work. Just every single thing that I can think of, I try to put in there. I'm still trying to sell the vehicle, so I, make it sound nice, but I'm not trying to hide anything as well. If there's any type of problems, any type of, anything like that, I always put that out there. But yeah, so always, if you can, leave a nice description. I mean, these are kind of basic, things, but sometimes people literally, I'm so surprised at how many times they don't have this type of stuff when they're trying to sell something. So have a good description. And then, yeah, even when I'm looking to buy, literally, if they just have a price and a thing, I'm not wasting my time. I'm not messaging them because in my mindset, I'm just thinking either they're not really serious about selling or they are literally having the least amount of energy or they're not even putting the effort into it trying to sell it. And then I hate when people are like, yeah, don't ask me 100 questions. It's like, well, people wouldn't ask you 100 questions if you at least had a decent description that at least explained what you're selling. Like literally, if you want someone to spend money on your product, sell it. If you don't want to sell it, people are going to be asking you questions. So that's definitely like one of the things. So always have a nice description, either buying or selling. Third thing is when you go to message the person, either you're messaging them, Let's Go, Facebook, Craigslist, wherever. When you're messaging them, be prompt and at least try to, say like, okay, cool, I'm a serious buyer. Like for me, anytime I bought a vehicle, I always put like in the first, couple messages, literally like in the first or second message, I always said, hey, I'm interested in your vehicle. I do have cash. I like it. But then I ask them the questions because I want them to know like, okay, I'm a serious buyer. And the same thing goes on with someone's looking to buy something from me. Literally, I hate when people have like the least amount of effort, like if you go to Facebook Marketplace, they do this, just the generic, is it available? Is it available? It's like, if you are interested, explain that, like, hey, I'm interested and I really want to buy it, but I want to know a little bit more about it. That's always the biggest thing I can say. Like, be sincere when you're trying to either buy or sell. You know, make your intentions known. And that's even when you're selling something. If someone, like, if you have people who are just messaging you like, oh, is it available, is it available, is it available? I know it's kind of get annoying trying to answer everyone back. Or it's like, how do you know if someone's super serious or not? Like I said, if they message you first and they're like, okay, I'm interested, you know, I like it, but can you do this, can you do that? If they put like more than 3 sentences together, more than likely they're a little more interested. They're asking you more questions. So that's something that you want to be looking for. And then also, whenever you're messaging someone, that builds up that trust. Because think about it, if you're going to be handing over thousands of dollars, you want to at least have some type of trust with that person. Like, okay, do they know what they're talking about? Are they honest? You know, are they trying to hide something? Are they this and then are they that? So if they say one thing and you go there and the vehicle is not what they said it is, you know, then you honestly know that, okay, they're not being completely honest with me. So that's the reason why I always like to just go and just like messaging people and kind of get a feel for, you know, how they are, how to buyer, how to seller, you know, what type of person are they. And just for example, when I just sold the Project Mustang, that was a manual. The person I wind up selling it to was actually a younger kid. I guess I really shouldn't say kid, but he was definitely younger. He was 19 years old. He said this was his second car. His first car got totaled. He didn't really know how to drive stick at all. But when he was messaging me, you know, he was asking all the right questions. He was sincere. He was honest. And then he was like, "Hey, listen, I don't really know how to drive stick. Would it be possible? Could you come over here and just give me a quick lesson? I'll buy it from you." You know, and he was sincere. Like when I got there, you know, he had the money and everything like that. And you know, after some messages, we kind of got back and forth. You know, over like it was like 2 days, I believe it was. Took us to actually kind of like get everything up and together, just because it was over the weekend, like when he first messaged me and he didn't have the money from the bank. So, long story short, normally I wouldn't do that, but because we had that type of trust and like literally, and if you're from like a buying perspective, you want someone to do something like that, like accommodate you, you have to message them, kind of go back and forth a little bit, build up some trust, and then you can say, okay, hey, listen, I'm interested, you know, but can you help me out? Can we do this? Can we do that? If you need to do something, you know, we can make that work. But you got to build up that trust. And speaking of selling that car, my goodness, that was the scariest test drive I've ever been on. I mean, but when I had there, he had the cash, he had the money, he was like, okay, I'm gonna buy it. And it was just kind of, it was a little bit, I mean, I guess it wasn't too bad. The kid, I mean, he didn't really stall honestly that much. It was just, he didn't know how to drive stick at all. I was impressed that he was able to at least start the car up, like moving without stalling too bad. It was just like going through the gears and like knowing, okay, how do you downshift and stuff like that. But that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. That was definitely the craziest test drive I've ever done. It was probably the longest too, but you know, when he was like, okay, I'm gonna buy it, I got the money, I was like, okay, cool. And then, you know, I was just showing him how to do proper downshifts, and stuff like that. But hey, that type of stuff wouldn't happen unless we built up that type of trust. The fourth thing is, honestly, always, like, this is just basic stuff as well, but go with a friend. Literally go with a friend. Anyone, if you're gonna sell something, have someone else kind of there. If you're gonna buy something, you know, have someone there. If you're meeting somewhere, you know, wherever you're gonna go, you know, be honest, be sincere. Like I talked about how when I went to go, I was looking to trade the Mustang for the Dodge Ram I was looking at. Me and my fiance, we went together. The dude and his, I guess, girlfriend, we met at like a public place. We met in like a parking lot of a store. We checked things out. When I've bought any other car before in the past, I've always had at least someone with me. So always have someone go with you, safety in numbers, just in case. And it's always good to have someone else there who can be objective. If you're looking to sell something or looking to buy something, if someone's like, okay, you know, if you're looking to buy and someone else is there and they could be like your reason, and they could be like, listen, this doesn't look as good as what you think, like you shouldn't buy this. And if someone else is like, or even on the selling perspective, I mean, on the selling perspective is a little bit different. You don't want to be like too intimidating but have too many people there, but it's nice to have at least someone there just in case something goes wrong, in case someone tries to steal it, someone tries to, you know, do something. At least you have someone else there with you. The fifth thing is, when you are going on the test drive, normally, you know, it's just depending on the situation, but I like to kind of have it just one-on-one so you don't have a ton of people inside the car. But literally, when I bought the Project Mustang, me and my fiance, we went and it was just the one dude by himself. You know, but when we first showed up, I was super friendly with the guy. I wanted him to know, like, you know, hey, you know, I am who I am. Like we were messaging back and forth for like a while. So we kind of had a feel for who I was. But because here's the thing though, when you're looking to sell something, you don't want to have someone like kind of be like intimidating or like just on both sides. That was a big roundabout way of just saying have someone with you, but don't overdo it, if that makes sense. The next thing is when you're actually going and you're like negotiating the price, usually I always wait until like the very end and say, okay, cool, I like it. Now it just comes down to price, whatever you say. Obviously inside any type of negotiations, the person who speaks first is the one who typically loses, if that makes sense. Like a lot of times, like I've had people say, okay, well, throw me an offer. And then if you say whatever, this number, the other person, they can counter you. So like, yeah, if I'm looking to buy something from someone, I always ask them, I'll be like, okay, what's the lowest you would take? I try to get them to say a number first, because then I can counter what they say. If I say a number first, they can counter what I say, that they'll go higher, they'll go lower, you know what I mean? I don't want to lowball people, but you kind of have to play the game a little bit, because honestly, whenever you list something, you're always going to list it for a little bit higher than what you really want. Let's say you want to sell a car for $2,000. You're probably going to say $2,500. You know what I mean? That's part of the game. Everyone knows when you're looking at the price of a vehicle, it's not the real price. It's always you can always, there's some room for negotiations usually. And I typically I only like saying stuff when I am there. I only like saying a number when I'm there in person. I don't like saying like, okay, cool, would you take this off? Would you take that off? 'Cause I want to see it first and then I'll give you a number. But yeah, typically the person who speaks first is the person who kind of loses that upper hand to the other person who can counter them. So when it comes down to that, I try to let the other person speak first. Either they throw me an offer or they're saying the lowest that they'll take, then I can counter them. And then the next thing is when you actually are, you find your price, you shake hands, like, okay, cool, let's do this. You do the paperwork, you look at the stuff. Always look at the title, look at the VIN, look at their name, make sure their name matches the title, look at the title, make sure it matches the VIN number of the vehicle. Either a motorcycle or, well, especially motorcycles. A lot of times you look at the titles like this isn't even the title to this car or to this motorcycle. Look at the VIN number either on the fork for like a motorcycle, or like it's usually inside like near like the gas tank, like near the cluster, or it could be different places, but look for that. Yeah, basically just make sure the VIN, make sure everything matches up. Specifically like in New York State, I'm sure the title is probably the same where everywhere else too though. Like, yeah, we have, the top section is like where you fill it out. Make sure they sign their name, their date, their address, blah, 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 everything like that. I think if the car is older than 10 years, you don't need to put the odometer reading. But, make sure everything's, like legit. When you get a bill of sale, make sure, they sign their name. Typically speaking, I just want to say, I 99% of the time when I go and I have a bill of sale and if I'm like buying something, even though if the person leaves it blank for how much they sold it to me, I typically like to put down the actual price. I don't know, call me old-fashioned, but my dad, he always told me young, he was like, listen, sometimes it's not even worth it to try to like not put the correct price. Just put the correct price and just pay the taxes on the vehicle. Just, I don't know. You don't want to have a headache just over just like something like that. So I typically always put the actual price, but that that depends. That really just depends. Like whenever you do it, because honestly, everyone at the DMV, they know like literally no one's putting down the real price of the vehicle when like you're actually like going to register it and stuff like that. So. But that's up to you. That one's up to you. You can put down whatever you want to put down. At least don't put down free, because then you have to like fill out a whole nother form, especially in New York State. I don't know what it is for other states, but do as you wish with that. But make sure the paperwork at least checks out. And then the last thing is going to the DMV, getting everything registered and insured and stuff like that. You get it insured. Go to DMV. If you, depending on where you live, if you had to get it inspected or if it is already inspected. Typically, when I'm buying something from someone, I always make sure it's inspected currently, because I don't have to deal with buying something and then trying to get it inspected for that year. So, typically speaking, I always make sure the vehicle is inspected, but just depending on your state and your regulations, you go from there. But yeah, so that's a quick and kind of painless steps of how do you sell or how do you buy a car, just going from both perspectives, selling and buying. But now with that in mind, if you guys made it to the very end of the video, I have a special announcement. I sold the Mustang, which I said, but I bought another project vehicle. It's actually right now is at my sister's house. That video will be coming up next. talking about that when I sold the Mustang and I bought this other vehicle. All my Jeep fans, you guys should be excited for this. Bringing back something really cool for the channel. I'm super excited. I mean, I just bought the vehicle. Like literally, I sold the Mustang Tuesday and bought this car yesterday, which was Wednesday. Today's Thursday, July 4th. So happy 4th of July to everyone. I just put a post on YouTube about the 4th of July. Hope everyone's gonna have a great 4th of July when you watch this video. Don't know when it's gonna go up. It might go up today, it might go up tomorrow. Not fully sure, but have a safe and wonderful 4th of July. Yeah, I have another vehicle for the channel. I'm super excited. I'm trying to leave out to go pick it up from my sister's house. I didn't drive it all the way home last night. I drove it to my sister's house and just left it there. So I'm just waiting for the fiance to get up so we can go and grab it and drive back here, bring it back here. I'm super pumped up for this thing. But like that, guys, I'm in a video here. I'm excited, and get ready for some new videos that are coming to the channel. But like that, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like this video, give it a like. Check out some of the other videos that I've done. I've done a lot of videos on my 2017 Dodge Challenger RT, along with the Jeep Compass, and then soon to be the next vehicle on the channel, which I'm so pumped up for to do videos on. And if you get a chance, follow me on Instagram, Omega Greed, all one word, same name as a YouTube channel. And if you can, go to the website geekswithcars.com. There's always a link in the description. I have lots of behind the scenes footage, stuff like that on that website, along with my Instagram. So check that stuff out. And then once again, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye and see you later.